What is the difference between a chef who start a catering business and 20 years later realizes that they have created a job but not a business, and another who start a catering business in 10 years has 16 locations and that sells it for multi-million dollars? So what's the difference? The difference is not in the food, it is in the marketing and the selling of the food. So can you learn this exact marketing and selling strategy? Yes. The good news is that we are going to learn this exact selling strategy in this video because I'm going to cover the summary of the Sell Like Crazy book by Sabri Suby. Some call this book the most controversial marketing book of the decade. So let me talk about something about author Sabri Suby. So author Sabri Suby, the founder of King Kong, which is Australia's fastest growing digital marketing agency. In this book, he has rebuilt the exact selling system that he used to go from $50 to over $10 million in annual revenue, deployed in over 167 niches to create more than $400 million in sales for his clients. It is in just 4 years. This book is divided into 8 sections, or you can say 8 phases. Before we start talking about the 8 phases, let us start with the preparatory phase, or you can say the pre-phase. Friends, I have noticed that 94% of the viewers who watch my videos do not subscribe to my channel. It takes lot of hard work to make such animation videos, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel this time. It motivates me to come up with more videos like this. The preparatory phase is all about working on mindset. So what he says here that if you want to become a billionaire, then you need to think like a billionaire. For example, if you add tiny tasks to your to-do list like checking emails, sending emails, designing social media graphics, etc., then this will keep you busy but will kill your productivity and ultimately will kill your sales and revenue. So billionaires think of outsourcing the work that kills productivity and focuses only on revenue generating activities. Like successful business owners spend their time wisely by using the 80-20 rule and 64/4 rule. By 80-20 rules, he means that you should only focus on the 20% of business activities that produce revenue, like creating offers, generating new clients, closing sales, etc. You should delegate or outsource the 80% of your business activities. For example, you can hire a freelancer for designing your sales funnel or social media creative, etc. Now, what is the 64/4 rule? He says that 4% of actual 20% of your activities, like we discussed that like 20% of your business activities actually produce revenue, and out of the 20%, 4% of your activities create 64% of your revenue for your business. So you have to make it your goal to give all your time to this 4%. As a business owner, your top priority should be sales. This means bulk of your time and energy should be spent on marketing. So this is what is a preparatory phase. Now we will move to the phase 1, that is understanding and identifying your dream buyer. Suppose you are running an ad on Facebook and Google. The probability at that moment be like 3% of potential customers are ready to buy at that moment because they are aware of their problems and they know that you can solve their problem. The other 97% fall into 3 categories. First is 60% are not problem aware, 20% are problem aware, and 17% are in information gathering mode. So your goal should be capture and nurture this 97%. You must provide them with a powerful, practical, education based applicable information, okay, so that you can be their trusted resource, right? When you educate them consistently, there will be a time when they move into buy now stage, and they are more likely to buy from you when they get into this stage. Now we are going to discuss how to identify your most valuable customers. So here you can use 80-20 rule to identify your most valuable customer. Typically 20% of your customer represent 80% of your total revenue. Within that 20%, top 20%, or you can say 4% overall, represent 64% of your sales. Now you have to figure out what does these 4% have in common, what other products do they like, how did they find you. So you have to figure out that. The next thing you should do is focus on marketing activities solely on these 4%. Learn more about them by visiting online spaces like where they hang out mostly, like niche Facebook groups, forums like Quora, YouTube comment section, Amazon reviews, etc. Then you research what problems do they have, what are their concerns, what are their external and internal desires. You know what, knowing your dream buyer intimately will help you to develop your product and service offering, even excellent marketing strategy, brand value, better sales copy, and best pricing of your offers. Now we will move to the phase 2, creating the perfect buyer for your dream buyer. Now you have identified your dream buyer, it is time to use your marketing to attract them, whether they are ready to buy or not. So we will not look at that. We will try to create our buy-it here. Your goal should be to target the 97% by offering value and information. Your goal should not to target only 3% who are ready to buy, right? Buy now, or you can say who are already in buy now stage. The most effective way to target 97% is by presenting a high value content offer. That is called HVCO. You should offer your prospect a value and a solution to their problem without purchasing anything. Okay. For example, you can give them a free report or an ebook which has both value and information. All they have to give in return is their name and email address. Let me show an example of HVCO. Here he suggests some tips for effective HVCO high value content offer. Remember that an HVCO is not just an ad, it's free value added content that gives prospect of a taste of what's to come if they work with you. It uses the principle of giving before asking. Like a lot of businesses runs at house on sale. So it is showing that they are only targeting 3% of people who are in the buying mode, right? Or you can say buying mode customers. Instead of putting an ad like this, if you create HVCO and target 97% by writing your ad like this: warning, do not buy a house before reading these free reports. So there is more probability that they will click on the ad. This will create perfect buy for your dream buyer. Right now, phase 3, capture leads and get contact information. In order to capture the contact information of 97%, you need to think of nurturing them so well that they become irresistible to share their contact information. But do not try to sell anything. This is a warning. Do not assault your prospect by sending them directly to your website homepage or landing page. Use an effectively written opt-in page to compel prospect to share their email address and name, address voluntarily. Now phase 4, the Godfather strategy. The Godfather strategy is about giving your prospect an offer they cannot refuse. Like a lot of entrepreneurs are stuck in creating an irresistible offer. Here he suggests some tips for eliminating doubt and presenting an irresistible offer every time. So the first tip is to create an offer page that details your benefits, features, and basic information such as cost and how to buy. Okay. Next, write down the most outrageous offer you can possibly imagine. Create value for your offer by showing what you would normally charge or what the competition is charging. Explain why your product or service is excellent value even at a full price. And you have to add premiums to your offer, like discounted prices which will double or triple your sales. Provide money back guarantee or replacement guarantee. Include scarcity, which tells your prospect they need to act fast or miss out on something unique. Phase 5 is traffic, the most important part of marketing. Many marketers thinks they need more traffic when what they need is an offer that converts traffic profitably. So here comes the importance of unit economics. If you want to determine the health of your business and whether you can scale and grow, you need to have a keen understanding of unit economics. Okay, here unit economics means the key performance indicators, for example, like cost per lead, cost per acquisition, and lifetime value, that is LTV. So to understand these unit economics, you have to know exactly how much a customer is worth to your business over lifetime. You have to know how much you can make from one customer, and you have to know how much you can spend to get a customer. How to target this 3% of prospect in buy mode. So you can use Google Ads and SEO or SEO. Why should you target this person with Google Ads? It is because they know they have a problem and they are looking for a solution. So if your product is a solution to their problem, then they will definitely make the purchase. You should use purchase intent keywords and phrases because they already have a high purchase intent. Now how to target 97% of prospect not in buy mode. So here comes Facebook and Google. Facebook and Google are the best to target these 97% prospect. So make use of HVCOs, that is high value content offers, to target them and get their contact information so that you can bring into your system. Once a prospect opts in, you can nurture them digitally and for free. A combination of email with a video generally works best for this. So now here comes phase 6, the magic lantern technique. This chapter is actually very vast, so I have summarized in a short way. So how do you convert a prospect who has opted in but is not ready to buy? So here comes the magic lantern technique. You can nurture the 97% using the magic lantern technique. This technique we are using to lower skepticism of our prospect towards our high ticket offer. Magic lantern technique will consist of 2-3 informative videos with a call to action at the end. Videos should gradually lower skepticism while building trust. Videos are 80% value, 20% pitch at the end. Hint that there is a more valuable information coming in the next video. If you are selling service, then offer a free no pressure consultation. So that is what a magic lantern technique is. Now phase 7, that is sales conversion. Now when you sell them something, then sell like a doctor. Inquire about their problems like a doctor and make them feel like you have the remedy to their problem so that they cannot refuse to buy your offer. So whenever you are on a sales call, make sure to know their biggest why, desires, frustration, and what has not worked for them so that you can formulate a plan and show them how you can solve the problem. Right? So this is all about sales conversion. Now here comes phase 8, that is automate and multiply. Remember, the majority of prospect who enters your funnel will not take the desired action. That's the nature of business, right? So you have to nurture them through email marketing. While you are doing this email marketing and automation stuff, keep in mind these 3 things. Get it delivered, get it open, and get it clicked. Make sure that your sent emails are not going into the spam folders. Make use of a good subject line so that you have a maximum email open rates. Finally, click through it. Make use of proper call to action in your email so that customers become irresistible to click on them, right? So that's what will make sales and increase revenue in your business. So this is the 8-phase secret selling system given in the Sell Like Crazy books by Sabri Suby. This is the secret selling system that he used to generate over $400 million for his client in just 4 years.